Want to dominate crypto niche on X without spending hours searching for trending news? What if I told you AI can pull latest crypto headlines, craft perfect tweets, and post them automatically? Stay ahead of the curve with an effortless system that keeps your account buzzing with hottest updates. Let us set it up together. Check out the links in the description if you would like to get all the resources used to build this automation. Tools needed to set up this automation are make.com to automate the workflows. You can create a free account with Make. With free account, you will get 2 free active scenarios and 1000 free operations that is sufficient for creating this automation workflow. Twitter or X API key. I made a separate video with the title Make.com automation, how to connect X or Twitter. You can refer to the link in the video description. Perplexity AI API key. For this also I made a separate video with the title how to create API key for Perplexity AI. You can refer to the link in the video description. Make sure you have some credit balance in all your API key accounts. Gather all above details beforehand so that you can build Make automation without interruption. Download the resources I provided in the description before you start building the automation. Using the template will save you a lot of time compared to building it from scratch. This will be a simple workflow. Let us look at the process flow and the steps involved to accomplish that. Here you can see cryptocurrency news X flow diagram. This is a very simplified version of the Make workflow. Broadly, it can be divided into 4 steps. In step 1, we will fetch latest article URLs from all RSS feeds every hour to get most recent news. Here we have RSS feed 1, 2. You can have as many as you want. Next, we will store all the article URLs in a data store. And once we finish fetching all RSS feeds, we will sort the URLs by date and select the most recent one. Then in step 3, we use Perplexity AI to analyze the fetched article and compose an engaging tweet that is ready for posting. Then we use the Twitter module to automatically post the generated tweet to your Twitter account. Before we can use the Make automation, you need to have all the RSS feed URLs ready. In this automation, we are going to use these 8 RSS feeds. To start working with the Make template, first log into your Make account by clicking this login button. Here I am logged into my Make account. This is my dashboard. Click on this create a new scenario. Then click on these 3 dots. Then click on this import blueprint. Then click on this choose file. Navigate to the folder where you saved the template file and select the file FPS AI cryptocurrency news underscore twitter.json. Then click this open button. Once you see the file name here, click on this save button. You can see the model has been imported. It looks like the model is a very lengthy one, but it is a simple one, not a complex one. The first module is the watch RSS feed items module. It continuously checks the specified RSS feed URL for updates. When a new item gets published in the feed, the module triggers our scenario. Click on this module to configure it. Enter the URL of the first RSS feed here and then enter 1 for maximum number of returned items. Then click this OK button. Now we can do a small test to see how it is working. It's a good idea to keep testing the workflow as we build to make sure we are getting the expected result. To do that, you can right click here and click on this unlink button to unlink the other modules. Then right click and select choose where to start. Select the last radio button. Then you can select any one of this. I will just scroll down and select the last one here. Then click this OK button. Then click on this run once button. We can see the module is executed. Let me close this. You can click this magnifying glass and examine the output. Let us click this. You can see here is the output bundle. Let us close this. So now we know we are getting the RSS feed URL as expected. Let me connect this module back to the next module. Next we have update data store module. Here we are using a data store which is similar to a database table. It can hold data that we can use for temporary calculations or use data across different scenarios. We can do normal add, search, delete operations that we do on a database table. Click on this module to configure it. If you already created a data store, it will be available for selection in this drop down box, else you will see create a data store option here. Once you click on that, you will see this create a data store dialog box pop up. You can give any name here for the data store. Then we need to create data structure for this data store. The data structure is just the fields we want to have in our data store. For example, if you are creating an employee data store, you may want to have employee number, employee name, employee address as the fields in it. To create the data structure, just click the add button here. You will see this add data structure dialog box. You can give any name here for your data structure. Create data structure with just two fields, which are feed name and feed date. In order to create the fields, click on this add item under specification. Let me click this now. You can give the field name here. Data type is text here. If you want to make the field mandatory, we can click on this yes button. We also want to add one more field, which is feed date. Click on this add item again. This column is feed date and the type is date. Let me select date type here. Then click this save button to save your data structure. You will see this dialog box once the data store is created successfully. You can see here the name of the data store. You can also click on this browse button to view the records in the data store. Let me click that browse button here. You can see it has opened a new window and you are able to see this existing data in the table. If you want to delete all the data from this data store, we can click on this square and then select all. Click on this delete all and then click on this button again. Say OK here. You can see now the data store is empty. The data store needs to have a key field to identify each record uniquely. If you don't specify any field here, Make will generate a key automatically. I have specified the key as the URL of the RSS feed, and here I have said yes for overwriting the existing record. If it finds an existing record with this URL, it will be replaced with this setting. If you say no, it will create one more record. So this is the record structure. We know that we have feed name and feed date in our data structure. Map the feed name to URL field. You can click here to see the available fields. This is the field that we mapped to, and then in the feed date we have mapped it to date created. Then click this OK button. Next we have RSS feed module. This module fetches information from a website's RSS feed URL. Click on this module to configure it. You can see this is the second RSS feed URL. This will fetch all the items available if you don't specify any date from and date to. We want to restrict our data to just 24 hours from now. That's why we have specified a function here. The function is add days and it is taking the current time and then it is subtracting 1 from it, meaning it will go back 24 hours and fetch all the new items that have been created within the 24-hour window. For the day 2 field, you can leave it blank, and for the maximum number of returned items, I have specified 100, which is more than enough. Then click this OK button. Next, we have update underscore feed to module to store the data from previous RSS module. Click on this module to configure it. Again, here we are updating our data store with the data from this RSS feed module. Again, here key is going to be the URL, and then feed name is going to be the URL, and then feed date is going to be the date created. Click on this OK button. Next, we have this array aggregator module. An array aggregator converts multiple bundles of data into a single array. In this specific situation, it helps in reducing the operations. Without this aggregator, each bundle runs through the entire scenario, thus causing the operations to multiply unnecessarily. Suppose you execute this RSS feed module and you got 100 URLs from this module. That means there will be 100 bundles output by this module, and each bundle will go through the rest of the modules. That means this sequence will be executed 100 times, which we don't want. What we want in this situation is the 100 bundles of the URL feeds should be updated into the data store, and then the scenario should continue like a single operation. You can click on this and make sure it has previous RSS module as its source. You can see here it is having RSS feed 2. Then click this OK button. Next, we are repeating this process as many times as the number of feeds you want to pull data from. In our case, we have 8 feeds. You can see the same step is being repeated for each feed. Here we are having RSS feed 3, and then we are updating into the data store the feeds from RSS feed 3. Similarly, we are having the feed 4, and then we are updating it here. Then here we are having feed 5, and then we are updating the feed 5 URLs here into this data store. Again, here we have feed 6, here we have feed 7, here we have feed 8. After going through those 8 feeds and collecting all the feed URLs, we have this latest feed search data store module here. We are using the search operation to find the most recent RSS feed URL. We know our data store has all the URLs collected until this point. Click on this module to configure it. For the data store, you should be able to use the data store that you have created earlier. First, we need to specify a filter. Here I mentioned that the feed date should exist so that I get all the records that have feed date. Then I am sorting the data by feed date in descending order so that the most recent record stays on the top. For example, if you have records from November 1st to November 15th, then November 15th record is first on top and November 1st record will be the last record. I specified 1 in the limit here as we are interested only in the most recent RSS feed URL. The output of this module will be the latest RSS feed URL for this specific run. Click on this OK button here. Next, we have Perplexity AI module to generate an engaging post based on the recent RSS feed URL. Perplexity AI is a large language model which has access to internet while using the browser and the API as well. We are instructing it to read the feed article and generate a post suitable to be posted on X. Click on this module to configure it. If you already created a connection, it will be available for selection in this drop down box. Else you will see create a connection option here. Once you click on that, you will see this create a connection dialog box pop up. You can give any name here for the connection. Since we already have our API key, enter the API key here and establish the connection. I will quickly show you where to find the Perplexity AI API key. Log into your Perplexity AI account, then click on this gear icon, then click on this API option. You will find your API key under this API keys section. You can click on this copy button to copy this API key, then paste your API key here and then click this save button. Here you can see I am connected to my Perplexity AI account. You will see this dialog box after establishing a connection to Perplexity AI successfully. For the model, we are using the online model which has access to internet, and this messages section is used for specifying the prompts to Perplexity AI. Here we are using the system role and then we are telling Perplexity that it is an advanced AI model tasked with crafting engaging tweets for a cryptocurrency focused Twitter account. Then we are specifying the second prompt. We have given the role as user and then we are instructing it saying that it will receive an article related to cryptocurrencies. Here is the link for that article, and then its job is to craft a concise engaging tweet based on the article that meets certain requirements. We are telling it should be under 240 characters. It should be well below the Twitter limit because sometimes it may exceed the Twitter limit and then you will get an error in the make scenario. That's why we have specified well under the limit of characters for a Twitter post. So we are saying it should use relevant hashtags and then mention the cryptocurrency and add an emoji also. The output should be a single tweet and then we are telling it to use professional yet conversational language. Don't include irrelevant content. Once you are satisfied with the prompt that you gave, you click on this OK button. Next we have create a post on Twitter or X module. We are using this Twitter module to automatically post the tweet generated by the previous Perplexity AI module. Click on this module and connect to your own Twitter account. If you already created a connection, it will be available for selection in this drop down box. Else you will see create a connection option here. Once you click on that, you will see this create a connection dialog box pop up. You can give any name here for the Twitter connection, then give the client ID and client secret values here and click this save button. You can refer to my video in the description on how to connect to Twitter and get these values. I will show you quickly where to find these values in your X developer account. Log into your X developer account. Here you can see I am logged in to my X account. You will be seeing your dashboard. Then click on this keys and tokens icon. You will find your client ID and client secret under this OAuth 2.0 client ID and client secret section. The client ID will be visible to you here. You can copy it, but the client secret will not be shown. You should have noted this when you created this client secret value. In case if you lose it, you can click on this regenerate button and then create a new one and then note it down. In the text content, we have the tweet mentioned here. You can click on this field to see where the message is coming from. It is coming from the previous Perplexity AI module. You can expand this choices array and then expand this message and then select this content field. This will have the tweet generated by the Perplexity AI module. Then click this OK button. Then click on this save icon to save your scenario. You will get a message here. The scenario is saved. Now we have configured our scenario and our scenario is ready for testing. In order to test the scenario, click on this run once button. Here I am clicking it and you can see it is running. You can see our make scenario ran successfully. The green letters below the module indicate the module ran successfully. You can also click on this magnifying glass to see the output from that specific module. Let us click this here. Here let us examine the message that the Perplexity AI module generated. Expand this choices, expand this one and then expand this message. Here you can see this is the message that has been generated by the Perplexity AI module. It says Bitcoin surges as adoption grows and then there's a Bitcoin symbol. Let us close this. Let us examine the feed URL that is output by this search module. Let us click this magnifying glass. It is saying something about the Bitcoin. We can close this now. Now let us check the X account and see whether our tweet got posted there. Here you can see our tweet got posted just 3 minutes before. Bitcoin surges as adoption grows and then the message. This is the same one that we saw as the output of the Perplexity AI module. We can confirm that everything is working as expected. Once you verify everything is working fine, you can schedule the automation to run at specified intervals by clicking this scheduling button. Once I click this, I will get another pop-up window where I can specify my frequency. You can click on this drop-down box and then you can specify your schedule here. Let me say I want this scenario to run every hour. So I will say it should run every 60 minutes. Then click this OK button and then we need to activate the scenario so that it runs every hour. You can see another dialog box here asking you to activate the scenario. The scenario is scheduled but not active. Would you like to activate it now to run as planned? Then you need to select activate scenario here. Click on this activate scenario button. Now you can see here it is showing in green and it is showing it is going to run every hour. Congratulations! You successfully built an AI powered automated workflow for posting crypto news related tweets on X using make.com and Perplexity AI. If you need help building any kind of automation such as this one or an automated proposal generation system, automated lead generations, setting up cold email machines for your marketing campaigns, automated content generation, SEO optimized blogs generation, please reach out to me. If you found this video useful, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if there is any specific topic you want to be covered. Bye. Until next video.